26th. Halloween's on Monday the 31st. People are celebrating it today, which is Friday the 28th. So we're basically just going to talk about our views on Halloween and what the Bible says is right. I mean, what the Bible says about it as well.
Trick or treats.
Ew. So what do you guys have to say about it?
Well, first off, oh, sorry.
You
Go
can
ahead.
go.
Well, first off, growing up, my mother always told me that Halloween was the devil's birthday. So I've always just growing up, I've always just thought it was an evil kind of holiday. But I know I go to a very I go to a very white school, so a lot of people when they ask me, "Oh, are you going trick or treating?" I'll be like, "Nah." They'd be like, "Why not?" Because I mean, yeah, they don't really look at it as an evil birthday. They just look at it as a time to dress up, get spooky, and go get candies.
Well, in my case, and how they celebrate in my school, so Catholics, they basically had this whole week. It's not dedicated to Halloween, but it's dedicated to the dead people. So Halloween Day is All Hallows Day or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Day after that is All Saints Day, and then after that is All Souls Day. There's more days I think, but they just find it as a holiday to celebrate dead people or people in heaven or purgatory, whatever. So my teacher even said, "Oh, we're gonna have a special thing we're gonna do on Halloween." Yeah.
You don't go to school that day.
But even though it's a religious school, I feel like they're supported even more than regular people, cause it's even a religious holiday for them. And today at school, I saw a little. It wasn't even a poster. It was just a piece of paper and somebody colored it and gave it to the teacher. But it said it was a pumpkin and it was lit up, and it said Jesus. Wait, Jesus.
Let your light shine.
Yeah, Jesus lets my light shine, and it's a pumpkin that's lit up. So I find that something else.
That is kind of weird because I mean, a pumpkin is a pumpkin, but generally around this time, people use pumpkins to
Associated.
yes, associate
That
with
was the whole point. It
Halloween.
was a jack o' lantern, and it said Jesus let my light shine. I was so confused.
That's very weird.
What I personally feel about Halloween is if you look up the history of what I said Halloween, what Halloween is truly about and where it actually comes from, it's not just about getting candy and just dressing up with your friends and going out. There's so much more to it, and there's so much more behind the meaning that it's today's not today's society, because this trick or treat stuff has been going on for years, but this not just generation, this whole thing that they're trying to portray as just fun and candy is a cover up for what it really stands for. I feel that's what's deceiving so many people to join into it, because really it is it's not the devil's birthday, but it's a day of the devil. It's the devil's day. So people are just being deceived and joining into this and doing it because it's fun, but they don't know that they're really celebrating something that's not right.
Yeah, so you talked about the real meaning and stuff behind it, and I have a Bible verse here to kind of support what you're saying. It's from Galatians 5, 5 verse 19 to 21, and it says, "The acts of flesh are obvious: sexual immorality, impurity, and debauchery, and idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, discord, jealousy, dissensions, factions, and envy. And I warn you, as I did before, that those who live like this will not inherit the kingdom of God." Actually, wait, hold on. Let me read it. I'm sorry. This is from Deuteronomy 18, verse 19 to 13. It says, "When you enter the land the Lord your God is giving you, do not learn to imitate the detestable ways of nations here. Let no one be found among you who sacrifices their son or daughter in the fire, who practice sorcery, interprets omens, engages in witchcraft, or casts spells, or who is medium or spiritist, who consults the dead." Okay. And
Amen.
yeah, so it kind of backs up some of the stuff you said.
Yeah, what I got from that was basically don't follow the trend is what I got from it. Like don't follow with what everyone else does, because it says like do not follow like what the nations do. So don't follow like with what the rest of the world does. And just because I learned like just because the majority is doing it doesn't mean it's right. Like the majority is not always right. You don't always have to follow the crowd, and don't fall for like the tricks of everything.
Why do you guys think that mostly Africans have learned the truth of Halloween, but like American Christians, they still celebrate Halloween?
I've realized American Christians still celebrate it.
Okay, this is how I see it. It's because we're brought up two different ways. Because, I mean, okay, white people don't really look at stuff the way Africans do. You know, like Africans, they're able to like pinpoint and say, okay, this is evil, this is witchcraft, this is da 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 da. And white people don't look like that. Like look at things like that.
Not all white people.
Not all white people.
A lot of them.
Most of them. Like yeah, I just think it's the way you're brought up, and maybe like kind of like. Yeah, just the way you're brought up, and maybe like church and stuff like that. Because I know some churches support trick or treating and stuff.
Yeah, some of them have Halloween parties.
Yeah, stuff like that. So also churches and stuff like that. I mean, but yeah, like yeah.
My teacher, the same one who said we're gonna do something special for Halloween, she a little before she brought up like how people think certain books are evil, like certain things are evil just because of their religion.
Mm-hmm.
Like for instance, she said Harry Potter. A lot of people are religious and they think that Harry Potter is evil, but she herself said that she doesn't find anything evil with that. Like she doesn't believe in like the hidden evil stuff. She said she just believes in like, okay, demons are real, angels are real, but like she don't believe in evil spirits.
See, I've never read a Harry Potter book before.
To be honest, the whole concept is evil.
I've never read them. My dad has never let me watch the movies, never read the books. Like
that's good, cause like you shouldn't be learning no sorcery stuff and no magic stuff. Like,
yeah.
like basically, she doesn't believe in the evil powers.
But demons also carry those evil powers.
I don't know what her.
Anyways, so a few days ago I was like thinking, cause I know like Halloween was coming up, and I was thinking, and I saw this thing, and it said it was this post. It was basically like a parent saying, don't go to strangers' houses, don't take candy from strangers, and don't go into strangers' houses except on the day of the devil. And I was like, that makes me think, because people always tell their kids like, don't go to strangers, don't talk to strangers, this and that. But on Halloween, like everyone forgets about it, and it's suddenly okay. Like, what do you guys think about that? I don't know. That just made me think. It's like, why is it suddenly okay to go to let your kids like walk around at nighttime to get candy, and then like it's okay on that one day of the year that's considered an evil day? Like, I just don't.
Something else.
I understand where you're coming from. I mean, it shouldn't make it okay either, because
at any day,
you never know. Like, you could go trick or treating at someone's house, whatever, and they could be like a kidnapper or something.
Yeah.
There's this one story of people putting little blades in their
People
candy.
putting weed and LCD.
Yeah, I saw
and
last
stuff.
year there was like people putting blades in like chocolate bars and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
How do you even?
It's like little tiny microscopic blades that they just put in, and then they wrap it. And when the kids eat it, they like cuts through their throat and stuff.
Thank you for that nice description. Anyway, so yeah, I've also learned about like the history of Halloween, and I don't know. I remember.
Can you explain the history?
Well, I was going to before you interrupted my elaboration, but proceed. Basically, I've learned like so many different stories, and I remember the one I always knew was like about the Druids in England, who were like this group of like witches, not witches, but like evil sorcerers in England. This is like a real true story, and they started this thing where like they go to people's houses and get gifts for like the devil, and so that basically like through time got rewinded as kids going to get gifts for themselves, which actually means going to go get gifts for the devil, if that makes sense. So like I've heard that story, and then recently I've heard the story about how like Halloween comes from the religion of like the pagans, like
Pagans?
pagans.
Those people are evil.
Anyways,
I'm being so serious.
so
There's a whole
yeah,
bunch
and I
of
don't really
schools.
know what their like religion is. I know they like worship trees or like
They
Pagan?
worship
they
trees.
believe in trees or like
Pagan people, they love like witchcraft and stuff like that. Like they believe in witchcraft and like I'm being serious because there's this one girl in my class, in my photography class that was
Don't tell
like,
me she's pagan.
okay, she said 6 3 times and she was like, I can't wait for my soul to burn in hell with the devil, and she was like, my soul is so black. Like they believe in stuff like that.
What?
yo.
And like
What?
they basically like witchcraft and like all the sorcery.
So they
and
like
evil
being
stuff.
evil.
Yeah, they like being evil.
I
That's
thought
pagan.
pagans were like some type of Christian.
No, I thought pagans.
They're the farthest thing from it.
Oh.
I thought pagans were like people who worship leaves and like
No,
they
that's
believed in
Buddhist.
nature.
That's botanist.
What?
Or
Anyway,
not Hindus.
no,
I
it's
don't
another
know.
one. It's like
It's
pagan.
botanist.
There's another one, pagan, and like
It's pagan.
there's another one. I remember I learned it from watching True Life. This girl was like pagan is something else. She
Yeah,
was
I
a
know.
sorcerer and like all this other
That's
stuff.
evil.
There's pagans and like
I mean, either way, it all traces back to evil. So
yeah, and they like to play with the little devil dolls too.
That's horrible. How are they in your school?
My school
There's
accepts everybody.
everybody. So back to the topic of Halloween. Basically, what we know is that it's not from our religion, and we know that God, like in the Bible, doesn't want us to follow through with Halloween. And so, like, I've had friends in the past who say, like, yeah, I go to church, but I only go to get Halloween. I mean, I only go trick or treating for the candy. Like, it's not that big of a deal. And I always thought to myself, well, I guess that could be true, but then again, like, you could go to someone's house and get candy any other day of the year. So why go on Halloween? Like, you must be going for a reason. So
I
that
feel like
makes me.
that doesn't always apply to everybody though.
You wanna elaborate?
Like, you know how you said like you can go any other day of the year, but so there's another like meaning behind why you're going trick or treating.
Mhm.
Some people just really just go for the candy. I don't think like because people, if you think about it, like teenagers our age, they don't really like pay attention to all like the evilness and like this like
Yeah,
stuff
lots
like
are
that.
blind.
They don't care about any of that. They just have one motive, and I feel like their one motive is to get candy. But it's still not good to go trick or treating though because that's just a
Still
part.
participating.
Yeah, you're still participating in that day. But I mean, no one passes out candy on any other day of the year.
Yeah.
My school would be.
That's crazy.
So yeah, and I realized that like some of the and I did not know some of the quote unquote Christian pages that I follow like on social media. You know, like the pages I follow to get like inspiration, motivation, and stuff.
Mhm.
Like they celebrate Halloween and they're always like taking my kids trick or treating or going trick or treating or doing this Halloween event. And I'm like, aren't you supposed to be someone who's supposed to be promoting Christianity? Like, why are you celebrating Halloween and promoting it? Like that always confuses me.
I don't get how you can ever tie Halloween to Christianity.
I don't get that
I
either.
don't get
don't get
the
that.
similarity.
See, I don't get it either, but people really think it's just okay. They just think it's a day for you to dress up and have fun.
Because the thing about it is, like, people are blind. They're, like, being deceived. Like, they're blinded. They really don't know the reason. Like, some people, if you tell them there's a history behind Halloween, they probably will not even believe you. Like, they'll probably just think, oh, no, it's just a day. It's a Halloween. No, it's a holiday where people just go to get candy and dress up. Like, they would not even know there's a meaning behind it.
True, every holiday has a history.
Yeah, and then the people who do know the meaning probably will even just say, "Oh, that's not true," and deny it. Like I feel like people are just blinded, or they don't want to believe the truth. Like some people don't want to accept the
I
truth.
kind of have a scenario.
Go ahead.
What if a kid dresses up as a Bible character for Halloween?
That's still going against it. Because I mean, you may be trying to promote the good from your costume, but you're still participating. If that makes sense.
I don't know. With me, it's kind of like because it depends. Like, okay, let's say you want to dress up as a person, but you're not like participate. Okay, you are technically participating since you're dressing up. But what if you're like not going for the candy and you're just going around like spreading the gospel?
Then that's different. That's
That's
going
different.
against it and like basically trying to tear down Halloween. That's different. That'd be a
Yeah.
good thing.
And then what about all those people when people come to their doorstep, they give them scriptures?
That's a good thing.
Yeah, they really need it.
That's a cool idea.
Because I read this story about how this guy, him and his wife, they used to get trick or treaters all the time, and they'd like never have any candy to give them because they're Christians. They don't give out candy on Halloween. So they started like those little chick flick book things my dad has. They're like colored. They're like small pamphlet thingies.
Yeah.
Yeah, those they're not chick flick books. they're not chick flick books. They're Christian, like these little Christian pamphlet thingies. And they guess like they have those too, and so they put them like in a big old basket and leave them outside their house. And like kids would come and grab those and take those instead of the candy that they probably think they'd be getting. And kids actually liked it.
That's
So it's like
Something that people should consider doing if they want to celebrate Halloween, but also spread the word of God, if that makes sense.
At my old school, what they'll do is like on the night of Halloween, they have their little play and stuff, but the kids go to a separate room. Remember, they all dressed up.
Oh my gosh, I remember going in there because I did not watch that play.
That play was not even that bad.
No, but like the kids go to another room, they dressed up, but they gave them like Bible stories
June
and
was
stuff.
teen, yo.
They were having fun. They were still dressed up. They were still getting candy, but like they were still having church at the same time.
I can respect that, but I still feel like it's contradicting. I can respect that, but then I can respect the fact that you're still trying to teach your kids about like God on Halloween, but that's still contradicting the fact that you're still celebrating Halloween in the presence, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And like, if you had a child and they come back from school like, I didn't get any candy because I told my teacher I can't celebrate Halloween, they come back crying to you. That's how some of them.
You told them
Right.
heaven
I
is
have a
better than
question.
candy, and they move on.
Okay, so like, let's say you're a Christian, you don't celebrate Halloween, but let's say like your teacher or something is giving out candy. Is it wrong to take it from them?
Well, I did it all the time.
I would
but-
still do it today. Let's be
Me too.
real.
I
I'm
would
not
still
even
take
gonna
candy
lie.
for them
I'm
today.
not gonna lie, because I'm someone who loves candy, so I'll take it like no matter what.
I mean, if it's not, to be honest, it's around the Halloween time, but it's never on Halloween for me.
What do you mean?
It's never exactly on the day of Halloween, but it's around Halloween time. But
Actually, that's happened to me before.
that
Actually,
happens
no,
all the
no.
time. But don't take it no more.
I
Point blank,
remember.
period.
What's it called? I think it was last year or 2 years ago. Halloween was like people were going trick or treating like before Halloween, and so like I think it was like a Thursday people were going trick or treating. No, it was a Friday people were going trick or treating, and then Saturday was the actual Halloween. And before I had like all this knowledge, I was asking my dad like, "Hey, can I go trick or treating? Like today's not actually Halloween." He was like, "But you're still going for the means of Halloween." And I was like, "Okay, I guess that's true." So I was just like, "Never mind." So yeah, maybe I didn't want to go celebrate Halloween, but like even though it wasn't the day of Halloween, I was still trying to go trick or treating for the means of Halloween, if that makes sense. Yeah.
When I was little, one time, our class, of course, always has Halloween parties and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah. Those were lit.
But they were.
Those
Why'd
were
you
lit.
participate? But
I was a kid. I didn't know what was going on back then. My hair was cloudy.
shoot, there'll be some kids that be like, "Oh, I can't do that." I didn't say nothing. I just got the candy to eat. And then I be watching those kids outside. They'll be in the little corner. They can't come in. They're just sitting down without candy or food. I'd be like, I'm so happy I didn't tell her.
It's so good. She said so happy I didn't tell her.
It's okay, you were little back then.
True, but it's funny to me now. But they were being loyal to themselves and being their true selves. As for me, I was just getting the candy.
I feel it. I'm looking trying to find a way to tie Halloween as an analogy to Christianity.
Hold up. How come, like, we don't have to do Christmas parties at school or do Christmas stuff at school, but it's a must to do Halloween parties at school?
Actually, because that's different. Because Christmas, we get Christmas break, and Halloween is just a day.
I'm just saying how, like, the part, it's not a must. Like, okay, since everybody's different religions and stuff, it's not a must to have a Christmas party.
Yeah.
But it's a must to have a Halloween party. And then you're not respecting Christianity.
Because schools are bosom, and they're trying to teach the demonic ways of Halloween onto the children to grow them up early to believe in demonic stuff. That is why. Actually, I really don't know why. That's a good question.
Well, I have a little fact. My friend was, okay, so I don't know if you guys have heard, but I'm being like 100% serious. This is another reason why you shouldn't go trick-or-treating. I don't know if you guys have heard, but there has been a little clown outburst. There's been a lot of clown sightings lately of these clowns. It was started as a game in South Carolina where basically clowns, people dress up as clowns and they basically either kidnap you or kill you. one or the other. And it spread
What a
to
game.
Columbus, Ohio.
How did it get from
all over
South
US.
Carolina straight to Columbus?
It's all over the U.S.
Yeah, but
still,
it's-
it was like South Carolina, Columbus, then all over.
Yeah,
the US.
Columbus was the second. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, there's been a couple around us, and I saw this thing on social media where it said the clowns are supposed to come back on Halloween because the clowns haven't really been doing a lot lately because there hasn't been any clowns recently, but apparently they're supposed to be coming back on
That's
Halloween.
horrible.
Yeah.
I heard they were breaking into people's houses.
Yeah, they're breaking into people's houses too.
Good thing I got an alarm system because I don't do all that.
We don't have one.
You don't find clowns in my house.
Kids are scared them away.
I'm weak.
That's crazy. See, I don't go trick or treating unless you want to get kidnapped or killed by a clown.
Yeah, that's another reason
That's
to say it.
horrible. Like, what if you knock somebody's door and the clown opens it?
And you think it's a costume, but it's really someone
No.
trying to come and kill you.
It's
That's why
going
you need to be
kidnap
careful
you.
because Halloween's all about deceiving you. Like, yeah, everyone dresses up to be something they're not. People dress up to be something they're not and then go do things they're not supposed to do. For example, clowns. They'll try and deceive you to say, oh yeah, this is my Halloween costume. No, they're clowns trying to kill you. Like,
True.
be safe this year. If you're gonna go trick or treating, which you should not.
Especially since all of this controversy, you're just gonna get out of your way and just look as a clown.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
I stay home on Halloween. I read my Bible on Halloween. I turn off my lights on Halloween. And we don't open the door on Halloween because that's just not how we roll. That's just not how we roll.
I live on the end of the street, so no one comes.
Isn't there a movie like that, The House at the End of the Street? It's like a horror movie.
Watch the clowns come from the woods to your house.
Why?
They're trails.
My, we have my mom.
Not no more.
Why is this so true? Hope she's having a great time in Guyana. Anyways,
Right.
so to wrap up our thoughts and everything we just talked about for Halloween, you guys want to go ahead and do a conclusion?
I'll do it. Halloween generally is just not something to celebrate because of the message. The message isn't good and doesn't go according to our morals. It's just demonic, and we don't do that. Next time you think about anything around the means of Halloween, think again to your conscience and really remember that we are children of God and we need to only inhabit things that are good for us and things that are not evil, especially. We don't need to have that candy in our system.
Could be poison,
That
demonic
could
candies.
be demonic candy. You don't know who preyed on that candy, to be honest. But yeah, just remember that our body's a temple of the Holy Spirit. We don't need none of that. We have God living in us. We don't need that candy of the devil living in us. So
Amen.
Just don't go trick or treating because there's a lot behind it. Even though it seems like nothing is even though just you might maybe going for like only the candy purposes, but you're still taking part in celebrating it. And yeah, Halloween is like when all the real witches and wizards
Yeah, I
and
remember
demons come out.
that
So
Christmas
it's
was
important to
about that.
actually stay out because you don't want to get caught.
did you say stay out?
I mean, stay in because
Please
it's
stay
impor- yeah, it's important to stay in because you don't want to be.
Turn off all your lights.
You don't want to be a victim, and it
Go
may not
hide.
happen. You may not like see it happen, but you never know. A demon can come in you internally.
So what I have to say to end this off is, one, if you're okay, what am I gonna say? One, as Christians, we know that that's not something that we're supposed to contribute to or associate ourselves with or participate in. We know that it's not of our religion. We know it's something we're supposed to stay away from, and it's just off limits. And it should always be off limits. It's not something that we do just to get candy. We think it's fun. It's not supposed to be that. There's a whole big meaning behind it, and it's not a good meaning. It's not a good thing to basically involve yourself in. So Halloween isn't something to do as Christians, and it's good for us to stay away from it. And then also, if you're hard-headed and you still go, be safe because, well, things happen on Halloween that shouldn't happen.
And please don't dress up as a clown.
Please don't dress up as a clown.
I cannot promise you that you won't be in jail. So
Yeah. So thank you for listening today. Have a good weekend, and next week happens, then
Next week will happen.
to be announced. And Thank you for watching. We didn't get no callers, but that's okay.
When do we ever?
You're right. Bye.
Bye.